One of the most abused visa systems in our current immigration system has been the H-1B non-immigrant visa program.
President Trump signed this executive order on Friday, imposing a new
$100,000 fee for H-1B visa application.
You're going to train somebody, train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs.
Many started to get off the plane over fear of not being able to return to the U.S.
They love it. They really love it. They need it.
If there's one video which should be a guideline for you to decide if you're going to move abroad and you're going to study in US, or you're going to set your entire dreams about living in US, working in US, things like that, versus when you're going to think about Germany, it should be this one video, because this kind of summarizes everything for you. What is the decision you should be making, and what is a smart decision to make, what is a pure gamble. Recently there has been news everywhere, which is Trump just announced $100,000 of extra fees on getting the H-1B visa, which is the visa on which most of the Indians go and start working in US. If you listen to this guy speaking, the interesting thing is that the terms that he has been using is constantly cheap labor, which is almost derogatory, because they're not even just like calling the people not so great, but they're calling them cheap, and cheap essentially is something which doesn't have a lot of value. That's what this person, or the Trump administration in general, has been constantly denoting Indians as. Is this really a country you want to go and work in? And if you compare this to this video from the German ambassador in India, they start mentioning that we are going to make sure that the best jobs go to the best people.
This is a good moment to talk about Indians working in Germany. Indians are amongst the top earners in Germany. The average Indian working in Germany earns more than the average German working in Germany.
He's talking about how an average Indian is making more money than an average German in Germany because of the kind of fields they choose. Then he's also talking about,
we do not change our rules fundamentally overnight. Highly skilled Indians are welcome in Germany.
Now, if you think about the positivity in somebody's messaging, which is here from the German ambassador to India, and if you compare it with the messaging which comes out from the Oval Office from Trump's administration, this is like day and night difference. There was an American scientist who said that the entire Silicon Valley wouldn't exist if it wouldn't be for the Indians who are working there, which feels more and more to be the reality. Whereas if you see the words coming out of the administration,
train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs,
this is completely different. You could also be sure that there's a good portion of Americans in US who think that Indians are just coming there to steal their jobs because they're cheap labor, things like that. The second thing which is very important, which also the ambassador said, is that
we do not change our rules fundamentally overnight.
This is something that I have been talking about since almost it's close to 9 years now, because I was the first YouTuber who started making videos about studying in Germany for Indians, and this was something which was done like systematically. Before me, there was not many videos around it on internet, and then we really started this entire genre of studying in Germany, of in Germany influences and things like that. And I'm very happy that so many people are sharing their own stories these days via social media. Since that moment, I've been saying that Germany has been extremely stable in terms of their immigration policies. You have seen 3 governments change already during this time. And you have not seen any of the government which completely backtracks or adds some kind of stupid new rules or changes things in such a dramatic way that the passengers who are sitting in the plane right now are worried to go to the US because they don't understand if they will have to pay this fees or not. The immigration policies in Germany have been very simple and very straightforward. In US, where you have to essentially wait in a lottery system to even know if you're going to get your green card or not, which is your permanent residency, in Germany, you don't have a system like this. In Germany, you're going to finish your master's, you're going to do your 2 years of studies, then afterwards you can essentially apply for your permanent residency after 2 years of full-time work. If you're on a blue card visa, it is just 21 months. So the things have been made very, very easy. To get the permanent residency over blue card in just 21 months, you need B1 level of German proficiency. Another thing which I mentioned that is important for you to know. If you're planning to go to Germany, it is better to have German proficiency because that speeds up the timelines. It makes everything much easier, and you will also feel much better when you're living there, and you will not constantly feel out of place. Germany has the barrier of language. This is also something which makes it more interesting to me, because people who are very serious, people who are very dedicated, these are the only people who are actually staying, and these are the people who are making then a lot more money than the average Germans.
Indians are amongst the top earners in Germany. The average Indian working in Germany earns more than the average German working in Germany.
You have one country which respects you, and you have another country which denounces you. You have one country where the immigration policies are simple and have been stable for whatever time you can imagine, and you have another country where the immigration policies change from administration to administration every single election cycle. You have one country where you don't have any kind of guns. You have another country where you constantly hear news about gun violence, about school shootings and whatnot. The choice is really yours. Now, if you decide for Germany, how can we help you? If you want to study your masters in Germany, we have a complete dedicated program called Complete Course for Masters in Germany. And if you want to learn German, we have self-paced German courses from the level of A1 to B2. And then we also have a German speaking club where you have the opportunity of speaking with native German speakers weekly. We already have 66 members there. You can join it with a completely free 7-day trial. We have fresh themes every week. Every single week we are going to give you a PDF with the useful phrases, and then afterwards, of course, we have the moderated live sessions which happen with native German co-hosts like Lisa, Maike and Amira. If there are any other queries that you would like to get in touch with us, you can simply write me an email at part@partingermany.com, and I will look forward to responding to your email. Thank you so much for watching this video. Share this video with somebody who is in the dilemma if it's supposed to be US or Germany. Once they watch this video, the decision is going to get a lot more clear.